Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Venture Prince here on YouTube. I am back from my week in the South down to Savannah area for a wedding, and then to Lakeland, Florida for some spring training games. I'm wearing my Tiger Town USA shirt that my dad got for free when they were throwing some shirts out at the dugout like they do at sporting events, and one of them just happened to land right by my dad's foot. So not too bad. A pretty cool shirt, if you ask me. It's kind of nice. Got the palm trees there. No sponsorships on this shirt. No big Pepsi thing or Comerica Bank or anything like that. So that's kind of cool. And I am wearing my Red Wings hat because of the day I'm recording this, which is Monday, March 2nd. The Red Wings just won a good game in Nashville. So there we go. Back to another episode of Venture Prince. This is a YouTube series where I go over some photos I have taken throughout my life that I thought are really cool. I've been into photography since I was in high school and took a graphic arts class and learned how to use a darkroom. I also took a few classes at community college as well, where I got better at it. I have not used a darkroom in a long time, but if I got rich tomorrow, I would make a darkroom and start developing photos myself. But for now, I just use my handy iPhone, and I've had a few. I don't know. I've had some mild success in the photography world. So this is something I'm doing for 2026, where I'm going over 2 photos a week that I've taken in the past, and they correspond with an Instagram post on my Instagram at eventurecast. So let's get to the photo first here. This one, really a lovely one of mine. I feel like that sounded really stupid, and I hated that I said it like that. This I love the fall. So cliche to like the fall. It's becoming. I remember when I was younger, I've always liked the fall, but then I feel like as I've gotten older, it's become too popular, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's your favorite season?" Fall. So it's like now everybody's favorite season is autumn, and so I need to pick a different season. I'm kidding. But it has become quite popular, and as it should be. Fall is the best season of the 4 if you live in a area that experiences fall like we do here in Michigan. And this photo was taken Saturday, October 10th at 1:48 p.m. on the year of 2020. It was on the Mount Bohemia ski resort in the Keweenaw Peninsula of Upper Peninsula in Michigan. So the upper peninsula, as I sometimes refer to it as. And so here it is. Obviously, it's not. Was it obvious? Not snowing yet, so the ski lifts are not in use. And let's get into the screen or the screenshot video of where this is located. So I always mention this, but yeah, here's all those little blue and purple marks are where I've taken photos in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I'm missing a big old section here in the Southwest, which means I need to do another trip to the Upper Peninsula and take care of that. So here we go, Mackinac City there down at the bottom of the screen, the whole Upper Peninsula, and the Keweenaw Peninsula is the upper part of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. That's a lot of upper and a lot of peninsulas in there. Isle Royale would be officially the furthest north you could get. Something I've not not traveled to yet. I would love to make that happen. I need to do that sooner rather than later, but I've not. But the furthest I've gotten is to Copper Harbor in the Keweenaw Peninsula of Michigan, right off Lake Superior. As you can see, there's Houghton in the bottom, Copper Harbor, which is the furthest north you can get without having to take a boat. And so as we zoom in here, we go closer and closer into Mount Bohemia, which is a ski resort up here in the Keweenaw Peninsula. And I was with some friends that were well connected. We happen to know the people who run the ski resort. So it ended up being a super fun day. We ended up, if you see these dots here below the Laca La Bella, however you pronounce that, we were lucky enough to stay in some cabins and have a lovely bonfire the evening that this photo was taken. But yeah, here we are zooming into you can see all the ski runs here in Mount Bohemia. Very beautiful location up in the Keweenaw Peninsula. So there you go. Let's get into the photo. I mean, I just love fall in Michigan. And the goal of this trip, I'd never gone to the Upper Peninsula to see the colors. And so finally on this trip, I'm like, I've got to plan. And I had nothing going on. I have to plan an October trip up to Michigan to see them. And so here is a result of that. And I thought this was super cool seeing the ski lifts not in use, but the dark green in contrast to the just a great timing I got with the leaves on this trip. The leaves are in borderline peak. It's always hard to tell exactly when peak is, but it was very close to it. Although it wasn't that cold of a day, which was nice. I had gone out the night before and was slightly hungover, which I remember being not the best feeling in the world. Uh, but my friends had this, I guess, this hookup where we could stay over here in a cabin and explore. And I sucked it up and did it. And I got some cool photos on it and some cool memories, of course. And this is, I believe, Lake Superior here. I'm sure. Let me see if we back this up. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry, I apologize. It's whatever this lake is. Let's see. But it's connected to Lake Superior, but that will not be Lake Superior that you're looking at there. That would be whatever that lake is. I wonder if I can look at my phone and see what lake that is. But yeah, this was a great, very memorable trip. Um, let's see what that's actually called. Well, it's called the word I can't pronounce there, which is Lake Labelle or whatever. Mount Bohemia is 1,467 feet above sea level. I'm not sure that's not super high, but good enough. Good enough for the photo here. So, apologize out of that. Back into the photo. So yeah, this was there we go. That was a photo I took at Mount Bohemia Ski Resort on a fall in October of 2020. Um and it's funny to think back on that, and like that was still in the pretty big heat of COVID shit where things were kind of shut down, or some wasn't, some were, some weren't. So that was wild. All right, that will do it for this episode of Venture Prints. As always, all these photos will be posted on my Instagram. These shows are on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday, and there's a post on my Instagram, Venture Cast, that has that photo. They're all for sale if anyone's interested. I also do a podcast called Venture Cast. It's on Spotify and iTunes. And actually, a new free one just will have popped up, and it will already be out there if you watch this on Tuesday night at 7. If you're watching this on Tuesday night at 7, Tuesday, March 3rd at 7, Venture Cast on Spotify and iTunes. And I have a Patreon page. I've spent the last few years doing some crazy stuff, including driving around the country and telling comedy, doing open mics in all 50 states, and the last few years working and living on a tourist island in northern Michigan called Mackinac Island that is famous for fudge and not having cars allowed on it, horses, bikes, and walking only. If you're interested in any of that, I have hundreds of videos and audio clips of what it's like to live in a van doing open mic comedy around the country, as well as working on a worldwide tourist destination such as Mackinac Island. And that is at Patreon at Venturecast. All right, guys, thank you so much for checking out another episode of Venture Prints. That ought to do it, and I will see you on Thursday. Although, again, how YouTube works, you could be watching this on any day. Any day. All right, see you. Bye.